people. Welcome back to Earth is Ghetto, the podcast where we make sense of the nonsense. Because let's be honest, living on this planet can feel a little chaotic. But don't worry, you're in the right place to laugh, learn, and maybe even leave feeling a little lighter than when you came in. I'm your host, Love, and today we've got a lineup you don't want to miss. We're diving straight into the headlines, shaking up the world. The good, the messy, and the you can't make this up kind of news. Then we'll slide into entertainment, because whether it's celebrity drama, viral moments, or what everybody's pretending not to watch, we're talking about it. And before you go, stick around for your dose of inspiration, a moment to reset, refocus, and remind yourself that even if Earth is a little ghetto sometimes, you still get to build a life that feels rich, meaningful, and fully yours. So grab your coffee, your tea, or whatever gets you through the day, get comfortable, and let's get into it.
What's up, y'all? Happy Thursday. If you hear someone in the background snoring, that's my dog. Don't fret. How are y'all doing today? I'm doing fine. I'm excited because I got the grocery store out the way. I'm gonna have my husband get on that grill this weekend. Other than that, I don't have anything exciting. I've been watching Paternity Court reruns. Cross is back on Amazon Prime. It's okay. I tried to watch this Epstein special on Netflix and it just turns my stomach. I can't get into that. Yeah. But that's pretty much it. Nothing too exciting to bend y'all ear about. Let's go ahead and get in the news. Captain Teresa Claiborne, the first Black female pilot in the U.S. Air Force, retires after 43 years. She recorded 23,000 flight hours. She was the first Black woman to serve as a command pilot and an instructor on a Boeing KC-135 Stratotanker. A 410-pound manatee retrieved from Florida's storm drain, now recovering at SeaWorld Orlando. Somebody said, so Chris had her facelift and somebody said that they stepped on her back to pull her face back. That facelift looked good. Gallup will no longer measure presidential approval after 88 years. Senators Josh Hawley and Richard Blumenthal introduced the first bipartisan bill in Congress aimed at preventing data centers from spiking consumers' electrical bills. To me, if a data center is in your neighborhood, they should be paying your electrical bill. That's how you get around that. Trump posted on Truth Social a video of him with Black people with the caption, "How quickly people forget." Pretty much saying he been hanging with Black people his whole life. He loved Black people, is what he trying to say, I guess. The U.S. House voted 219 to 211 to end President Trump's tariffs on Canada. Cardi B is coming out with a new hairline, and I think this is a great idea. Cardi has shown that she can grow her hair. She did all the concoctions, so I think perfect. And listen, ain't no money in music. You need a side hustle. I love that she got that plastic bag on her head because that's how I deep condition my hair. Good old plastic bag. Her Little Miss Drama tour kicked off in Palm Desert, California. Charles Warren Bailiff invented the shampoo headrest. He received the patent for it in 1898. A group of Buddhist monks has finally reached Washington, D.C. after completing a 15-week trek from Texas that captivated the country. Officials say that the United States military pew-pewed down what was believed to be a Mexican cartel foreign drone near El Paso this week, but it turned out to be a party balloon. For real. A study found that people who drink 2 or 3 cups of coffee a day tend to have a lower risk of developing dementia. Too bad I hate coffee. WNBA player Rickea Jackson's attorney filed a court notice Tuesday in Miami-Dade County saying that she is willing to testify against Atlanta Falcons player James Pierce Jr. if the domestic violence charges against him go to trial. 6 unalived in a suspected murder-suicide in Bulgarian mountains, officials say. One person has passed away and dozens were injured in a crash involving an Iowa Lakes Community College baseball team bus. Dang. Tiffany Lesleur caught on camera injecting feces into her own sick child's IV twice. Gosh. They said that they saw her injecting a foreign substance into the child's IV, so they put her under surveillance. She goes into the bathroom with a cup, scoop of fecal matter into a syringe, and inject it straight into the child's IV on their left hand. It's sick. World champion skydiver 37 plummeted to his unalivement after his parachute failed to open. Guess he went doing what he loves. Paramedics in Spokane, Washington were forced to pull onto the curb of a highway after seeing a person hitching a ride on the rear of their ambulance. Did he need to get to the doctor or something? A German dude just held a wall sit for over 12 hours, smashing the previous 11:51 record. He wasn't even shaking. Now, why would you want to break this record is my question. U.S. will soon start revoking the passports of parents who owe a significant amount of child support. Love is Blind contestant puts nail glue in her eye and is rushed to the hospital. Investigators find the black glove during a hunt for Nancy Guthrie's kidnappers. They still looking for these people. A Georgia Army veteran who spent nearly 5 decades in the United States was deported to Jamaica following a routine traffic stop. Illinois City hands out 25,000 cash payments to 44 black residents through reparations program, people who lived in Evanston or are descendants of those who lived there between 1919 and 1969. Actor James Van Der Beek, known for his roles in Dawson's Creek and Varsity Blues, has passed away at 48. Very sad. I guess he was sick. A food influencer reportedly passes away after eating toxic devil crab for social media. Elderly woman, well, this wasn't her, but they were trying to see if they was going to find Nancy Guthrie last night, but it didn't happen. Norwegian biathlete Sturla Holm Lagreed won his first medal at the Milan Cortina Winter Games and confessed to cheating on his girlfriend after one of the biggest accomplishments. He was like, look, this is what I'm going to say. Got it out. So this is a suspect in the Nancy Guthrie's kidnapping. I don't know if it's him, but they trying to figure it out, I guess. His name is Carlos Palazuelos or something like that. Somebody said they're starting to think TMZ did it at this point. $50 Cent recruits Michael Blackson to drag Cat Williams over squarehead jokes. Michael Blackson coming for Cat Williams is a joke in itself. Attorney General Pam Bondi admits that the DOJ hired a man who yelled "unalive them" at the police on January 6th. Elon Musk says there's a self-growing city coming and it won't be on Earth. Is he gonna go live there? That's my question. Miami nightclub is accused of trafficking most intoxicating women to wealthy brothers. Newly released Epstein documents revealed 330 gallons of sulfuric acid sent to his island as federal probe began. Seattle Seahawks had their Super Bowl parade. My dog, she just be so knocked out. Y'all don't even understand this girl. She just be gone. Just snoring. I envy her so much. Looks like we got everything taken care of. Let's see what I can like done the old tickety talk. I think I'm gonna finish these out today. I got a lot of them.
I just gave him a fucking joint, and he's getting crazy on this fucking. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my fucking god! I just caught that. Holy shit! No more Mexicano weed for you, brother.
What was in that thing?
I am a chronic disappearer. I disappear not because it's anything to do with you. It's everything to do with me. I don't want to be bothered by anybody, whether it was you, my mama, my friend. It don't matter. I just want to be alone.
This is my brother. My brother will be up under you, then you won't see him for like months at a time.
And I know it be genetics and stuff, you know, but I do not like no nigga with no big booty. Like, ew. You thick? And I know it be...
They be saying y'all be picking these big booty girls and wonder why your sons be having them.
Hurt the paper. Now hurt the paper again. Now apologize. Beg on your knees and apologize. Did that fix the paper? No, it did not. Now give the paper money. Hurt the paper.
There you have it. Money fixes everything.
I'm literally washing dishes, literally, and I see a freaking thing right here, and I think it's an owl. Hey! Oh my gosh. I want to see the face. Oh, Lord Jesus. Hi, beautiful.
The fact that owls can like rotate their whole head is so creepy.
When I was in college, I wanted to be a vampire. Actually, my friend Bright and I both wanted to be vampires. It was a phase. But anybody who had seen Interview with the Vampire in 1994, you can relate. We all wanted to be vampires. And so we did what one does when you want to be turned. We took the money from working at Dunkin' Donuts. I got a flight to Europe, and we took a train into Romania to go to Transylvania, because we thought if you're going to find a vampire, that's the place that you go. So we go to visit the castle of Vlad Dracul, the original Dracula. Listen, I even got in a coffin that I found in the castle. I thought it would be cool. There were bats flying around the castle. Listen, you hear the bats? Yeah, they are bats. But unfortunately, couldn't find a vampire. So we ended up going to Sigishwara. We get off the train, and this young girl comes up and goes, "Hey guys, you need a place to stay?" And she's probably like 11 or 12, but she could speak English. It was broken English, but we could still understand her. And we said, sure. But Brad goes, "But we're trying to find a vampire." She says, "Oh, I got one for you guys. I can find you a vampire. I know just the one." We're like, "Cool." So we go to stay with this girl. She's like, "Before we can go to the vampire, we got to go meet Misty, guys." I'm like, "Misty, who's that?" She's like, "Oh, she's an American. You're going to love her." So we go to meet Misty. We go, the door opens. Misty is 6'4", a nun, full-on beard. Full-on beard, 6'4", and Misty goes, "Sup?" And we were like, "Sup?" Like, what is going on here? So I'm like, this is odd. And so we end up going all the way to where this vampire was. We go all through the town, beautiful town. Everyone's wonderful, kind people. We get to this man, and I changed my mind, because this man said he was full-on vampire, but he looked less like this and more like this. He was more that Nosferatu. And so I was like, I don't want to be turned anymore. And Brian's like, yeah, not me either. And so we're like, okay, but thank you anyway. And so Misty's like, well, we came all this way. You have to make it up to us. I was like, make it up to you how? So the young girl's like, well, guys, if you don't want to be vampires, at least come with us to my grandmama's house. She's got a pool. We can take a train there. And we're like, okay, cool. So over the next 24 hours, we stayed that night in Siggy Shore. We're getting ready to leave. And then all of a sudden we start noticing things are missing. Like Bry's watch, Bry's shirt. Like things keep missing. And we're like, this is strange. But anyway, we get on the train and we're heading to grandma's house on the train. And the nun and a little girl, they fall asleep. And I'm looking, and these two guys are walking down the middle of the train aisle, and they look at us and they go, and we're like that. And so we follow these two young guys, and we go into like the middle part of the train where it's like this, and they're from Australia, and they said, we just want to let you know that when we came here, we were warned that if you saw a young girl and a man dressed as a nun, that to steer clear of them because they'll trick you. They'll say they're going to the grandma's house. You end up vanishing. They steal from you. It's very dangerous. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, what are we going to do? And so Bry's like, oh gosh, we got to get off the train. We got to get away from them. And I'm like, well, if we get off the train, they're just going to get off the train with us. And I'm afraid of this nun because he's like the biggest human I've ever seen in my life. And so we're like, what are we going to do? And so as we're talking about it, the nun wakes up. And she's like looking like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And the Australians are like, the train's stopping right now. Let's get off now. I'm like, we can't because she will get off after us. And I'm afraid of her. She'll beat us up. What if she's got a weapon? And so they said, okay, let's wait till the train starts moving. When the train starts moving, we'll jump off then. She won't have time to come jump off the train. And so I'm like, I'm scared. Oh gosh, what if I break my leg or something? Like we have no choice. So the train starts going. The Australian guys are like, don't worry, we'll go with you. So that if the nun jumps off too, we'll be there to help defend you and fight her. I'm like, oh my gosh. So the train starts going. The first Australian jumps off. The next Australian jumps up. And then it's gaining some speed. It's going pretty fast. And then Brian goes, and I got my backpack, and I see the nun coming. Like Mrs. Trunch pulled down the aisle. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I jump. I tumble. I turn back and look, and the nun sticks her head out. She's like, ah. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I look up, and we are at some old abandoned train depot. I don't even know why the train would stop someplace like this. I'm like, what are we doing? And this is me right after this happened.
This is take one in the saga of the nun and the backpacker. In this episode, we meet two Australians who rescued us. We're lucky we got out of the whole episode with only losing Bry's t-shirt, Bry's watch, and Bry's sunglasses. And Ron, you didn't lose anything. I didn't lose anything. They did get to my backpack, but they didn't take anything.
They took 600 Hungarian magyars.
Yeah, $6.
So we jumped off the train here, and
literally.
Now here we are in the most polluted area in Romania.
It was crazy. So we end up walking around this old train depot. We take pictures, and it's abandoned. And all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I see someone run like behind a train. I'm like, I saw somebody over there. Bry's like, yeah, I saw it too. Then we look the other way, somebody's running, and we see legs going. We're like, oh my God, we're surrounded. There's people surrounding us. What's going to happen? What are we doing? They're going to try and steal our stuff and get out. What are we going to do? All of a sudden, a train comes. It slows down. They're like, run! So the Australians, Brian out. We go run. We jump on the train, and we barely escape, and we get off. All in all, it was a crisis. So we avoided being turned into a vampire by Nosferatu. We escaped from the nun, and we avoided whoever was trying to surround us at the train depot. But the fourth thing got me. It's going to get me. My next story is the curse of the Romanian rat.
This man lived the life. Ignore my sister. She's called me all day. I've talked to her already.
All right, y'all. We at 85 southbound. Mile marker 11. What's up, Katie? Check it out. We had to make the tic-tac. We got some lumber we're going to pick up today. If we can go and get it out the road, and then we'll get it picked up. We'll get back with y'all after a while.
They made a mess.
Also on the internet said, married men, serious question, how do you deal with finding other women attractive? And I'll give you a serious answer. Attraction doesn't equal intention. Just because you see someone attractive doesn't mean you have to intentionally do anything with that person. A little analogy here. Finding another woman attractive is like driving down the street and seeing a Bentley. You'd be like, oh my gosh, that's a nice Bentley. Nice car. And that's it. You can recognize it's nice, but that don't mean I want the Bentley payments. It don't mean I want the Bentley maintenance. It don't mean I want the warranty, gas, oil, insurance. I can just acknowledge that is a nice Bentley. But why would I want that Bentley when I'm sitting in a Bugatti? I got a Bugatti at home, okay? I'm in a Bugatti. I ain't worried about no Bentley. I got my own Bugatti, okay? I ain't got to worry about that. And heaven forbid, this is a Toyota Camry. Hey, man, I hope y'all family get where y'all going. No disrespect to Camrys, had one for a long time. But I'm just saying, when you know what you got, you can see something nice and go on about your day. Okay, now I've been in this Bugatti for 21 years. I know the value of this. I love this. I got inside jokes with this. I got children with this. You know, the analogy's losing steam, but the point remains the same. I love this woman. I can see a bright light, but I live with the sun.
Great analogy.
All right, you want the egg, sausage, and biscuit meal? That will be $12.
Okay, yeah, I actually have a 50% off coupon I like to use.
Here.
Oh, yeah, I also have another one.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, sir. You can't use 2 coupons on one meal.
What you mean?
Oh, well, the store policy is that you can't use more than 1 coupon on a single meal.
No, I get that, but I'm saying, like, why?
Yeah, the store doesn't do that because if people use multiple coupons on one meal, then they can end up getting a meal for free. So to stop that,
yeah, that just doesn't make sense to me. Like, why not? Like, why not 2 coupons? I just don't get it. I don't know if I'm missing something, but I'm gonna need you to explain it to me like I'm a 1-year-old.
All right, first of all, I've never explained anything to a 1-year-old, but like the simplest way I can put it is that this store only allows 1 coupon for each meal.
Yeah, but you see how that don't make sense? I just don't understand. Why would they allow me to have multiple coupons if I can't use multiple coupons?
Yeah, sir.
You get what I'm saying?
They gave you multiple coupons for multiple orders, but since this is
Bro,
one order,
put the coupons in.
What are you doing? What is this?
I'm trying to get my meal.
All right, well, if you're trying to get your meal, then just use the 1 coupon and pay me $6.
All right, I'm gonna need your manager. I'm gonna need your manager.
Yeah, can I get the manager at the front register?
Hey guys, what's going on up here? Well, since you're the one making a problem out of this, explain it to him, bud.
Yo, nigga, who is you talking?
Hey, I'm down. What's going on?
He gonna come up here and try to pay for 1 meal with 2 coupons, and I'm trying to tell him that you can only use 1 coupon.
Yeah, I'm sorry to tell you, sir, he's right. You can only use 1 coupon per meal, and since you're ordering 1 meal, you can only use 1 coupon. You guys are like parrots. Like, you know, you're saying the same thing. Like, I heard that. What I'm saying is, that just doesn't make sense. And since y'all somehow don't know how to explain it simple enough for me, now I'm gonna need you to explain it to me like I'm a 5-month-old baby. Yeah, that was the best way I can explain that. I don't know what else you... All right, well, I'm gonna need you to call your CEO.
What the fuck is this nigga?
No, but I think y'all need to have a day where people can use as many coupons as they got, as long as the coupons ain't expired. Like, what's the point of coupons? You can only use 1.
And if you invite me somewhere and all of a sudden we hear a lot of rigmarole, all fussing and all them people, and no offense to y'all, and the people come in with them masks and them things, you can't see them in their eyes, I'm finna go, because one thing about it, I don't know, and people got boot bags on, baby, I'm not in K-5. I don't need to wear a boot bag everywhere I go, unless I have a baby. I'm finna go, baby. I got to get out of here, because one thing about it, I love my life. I have to go. I got stuff to do tomorrow, and I need to make it to tomorrow. I got to get out of here, and all that rigmarole, all that fussing, and all that blah. I got to go. What's going on? I got to go. I don't know about everybody. People say, oh, that's scary. No, that's being aware. That's smart, because I got stuff. I have a life to live. I know sometimes people don't care about their life, and I'm praying for you, but I care about my life. So when I hear all that got to go, pack your stuff, get your purse, get your belongings, and we finna go.
Pack it up.
Stop. You made me cry. Someone's mean to the man.
What'd you say?
Stop.
What'd you say?
Look how bad they are.
What'd you say?
I was like, sir, are they gonna look like this? I was like, are you done?
You lie.
Are they gonna look this bad? And he was like, no, that's what they're supposed to look like. And I was like, that's not what they're supposed to look like. It was the one that was smoking when we drove up. And I was like, I'm not gonna pay for this. And I was like, I feel bad. And I was trying not to cry, but
Them nails was horrible. What did they do?
Hey, and your love. Your love is on repeat, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's not fun. Go. No, I'm saying go.
They, granddaddy, like, y'all just sit down. Listen, I guess one of them was sick. I don't know. But it turned out bad. What he had to drink, but it was good to get him on the no-fly list.
So obviously I just got out of the shower, but this girl just walked out of the bathroom. She was like, oh. And I'm looking around because I'm like, oh, looking like, oh, what we talking about? She talking about me. She goes, oh, because I'm like, what? She goes, oh, I just thought it was a little odd that you shower with your glasses on. He thought it was odd that me, a blind ass bitch who can't fucking see shit, is washing her ass with her fucking glasses on. I feel like we lost the plot in life. Because there are some things that you don't need common sense to understand. I'm fucking sorry I don't have fucking 40/20 vision. How else am I supposed to wash the inside of my asshole? If I can't see my asshole, how am I gonna wash it? In my head, I was thinking like, cause I was about to roast her ass. I'm sitting here like, yeah, like, I know some people brush their teeth without a mirror, but I'm just saying, like, how the fuck am I supposed to see? Like, how did you blaming me for being a black?
Girl, how is you seeing with them glasses steamed up? And secondly, you cannot see your booty hole.
Ladies, staying fabulous takes work. We have to keep our mind, spirit, and bodies in shape. So let's hear from one of my team of experts, former trapeze artist, tightrope walker, and lion tamer turned fitness guru, Belinda B. No. Belinda B. Take it, girl. Lydia, you supposed to be getting the camera angles right. Sorry, boss.
I love this. Kim Wayans is making her way back downtown. Like, she's making her way back to the internet. I'm here for it. She looks really good.
I went to get my nails done today and it ended with her calling the cops on me. And when I told her I was going to make a story time, she said, and I quote, "I don't care." So I found this girl on Instagram and I loved her work. I feel like her work is like exactly what I like when it comes to a nail tech. She has clean lines. She's got clean shaping. Everything is nice and smooth. No lumpy, bumpy grossness of the gel. I really liked her work and I felt like her prices were reasonable. So I decided to book with her. And by the way, I think this speaks volumes because she doesn't have an address in her booking site, which is always like an immediate no for me, but I loved her work so much and I was so confident I would have a good experience that I decided to book with her. On Sunday, I pay my $25 deposit via Zelle, and then Monday morning, I get a text from her with all the appointment details, confirming my appointment, and asking me for my inspo pic because I booked an inspo pic appointment. So at this point, I send her the inspo pic, I tell her what I want, and I'm very specific. She hearts the message. She never says, I can't do that, I can't do that shape, I can't do that design. So appointment day comes, it's today, Tuesday, I go in at 6 p.m. She's on time, I'm on time. I'm pleasantly surprised by the space. I love of the space, she starts prepping my nails, and I'm just so excited at this point. I'm like telling her, I'm like, so nostalgic. You got Pretty Little Liars on. I'm getting acrylic for like the first time in like, you know, like half a decade. Like, this is so fun. She preps the nails, and then she's adding the plastic tips that you add before you add the acrylic. So as she's gluing on the tips, she asks me like, did you want stiletto or almond? And when she's asking this, I'm assuming she's asking this to confirm that I still want the same design, like the same thing I sent her. And so I say, you know, I want something in between like stiletto and almond, so not as pointy as stiletto, but not as round as almond. And I think that that's the best way to describe this shape, because almond is very round and stiletto is very pointy, and it's kind of somewhere in between. When she's done gluing on the tips, she starts filing, and she files my tips into the most severe dramatic triangles I have ever seen on each nail. Now, I'm kind of just letting this happen because I'm like, well, I don't really know her process. Like, every nail tech has a different process on how they shape things and what they're, you know, I wait until she's done filing, and I look at my nails and I'm like, are they gonna get rounder when you add acrylic, right? Like, what's that? What's your process? Like, I'm showing with my tone, with my facial expressions, with the way I'm asking the question, that I'm not happy with the nails. And she's like, well, they'll get a little bit rounder when I add the acrylic, not too much, but we could reshape them and like make them rounder. She's like, did you want stiletto or almond? Like, what were you wanting? And I'm like, I wanted like the inspo pic, like kind of somewhere in between. Make it very clear, like this is not the right nail shape. She then adds the acrylic, and then like she said, she was going to shape the nails and make them a little bit rounder. So she starts with the pinky, and she shows me the pinky. The pinky looks good. By the way, if you're a nail tech, if you have an uncertain client, never show the pinky first. Do this finger, or this finger, okay? Do one of these, because this is where the design is most prominent, the length is the most prominent. Like, these are fingers that we use. This is just kind of there for the ride. But anyway, she shows me on here, and I'm like, okay, it looks good. I'm like, okay, my heart's settling down. Like, I like it. Okay, great. But then she gets to this finger, and I'm like, it's not horrible. I think I could deal with it, but let's see the other ones. And once I see all four, I was like, absolutely the fuck not. Like, I look like I have bear claws. I was like, no. I stop her, and I'm like, I don't like the shape at all. Like, I don't want you to continue, because I don't want you to waste your time. I hate the shape. And she was like, well, what do you want me to do? She was like, what do you not like about it? I don't know how to help. And I'm like, it doesn't look like the inspo pic, and they're too triangle-y. Like, I wanted something in between, and I'm re-explaining everything. She's making me feel bad, and so like it's making me feel even worse, because at this point I'm still being so fucking nice. Like, I'm trying to be nice, but also speak up for myself and be like, I really don't like it. I'm so sorry. My heart is like palpitating out of my fucking chest. She was like, I can remove them, and I was like, yeah, if like you can't fix the shape or like get the shape, I think like just remove them. She did not offer to make them shorter, but I did think about it while I was looking at them. But the shape of the triangle was so severe that even if she were to cut them like literally to my skin, like short, they would have been like short coffin, which is so ugly. Like, I'm not gonna pay for that. So I was just like, yeah, just remove them. When she's done removing them, she demands $40 from me. Mind you, I've already paid $25. I'm leaving with no nails. Like, she did not offer to fix them. She did not offer to change the shape. She did basically nothing. And she's asking me to pay her. I said, why would I pay you? And she was like, well, you used my product. I was like, I'm not giving you $40. That's ridiculous. She starts to get loud. I start to get loud. She's got a coworker over here working on another client. I feel so bad. If you're that client, I really did feel bad. But like, I gotta take a sip.
For this application, which is the acrylic and the monomer, would be $50.
Okay.
And I'm saying $40.
I don't feel that.
Like $40 plus the deposit. And yeah, right. So 65, I would say just one.
That's more than half of the service, and you did not do my nails.
Okay, $30.
I'm not gonna pay. You did not do my nails. I don't understand.
I did do your nails. What do you expect to pay her? She's not trying to pay me nothing.
Yes, because I paid you a $25.
After we just sat here, did the acrylic, I did all of that, and then I did the soak off. And she's not trying to pay me nothing.
You had to soak it off because you didn't do. I questioned it from the beginning.
Okay, I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm really not trying to argue.
Why you even got the soak off?
Because she said she didn't like her shape. She told me she wanted a mixture of stiletto and almond. So I cut it like a little sharp at the end.
Mind you, the whole cost of the service was $105. I already paid a $25 deposit. She wants more than half of the service. Like, you're fucking the audacity. Then she's like, okay, how about $30? no, you're not getting a fucking dollar from me. I said, you can call the cops. I'm genuinely not giving you a single dollar. She's like, fine. And she does call the cops. And while we're waiting for the cops, I guess she also called the salon owner. The salon owner wanted to talk to me. She didn't do anything. Like, I think she just wanted to hear my side of the story. I don't think she really gave a fuck. But then we were waiting for the cops so long. The nail tech was just like, I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, I'm not gonna wait for the cops. Like, we can all leave. And I know people are gonna ask me, like, what would have been the most acceptable solution? And it would have been her redoing the nails for the shape that I requested. Like, she gave me no options but keep a shape I was not happy with, that I said I was not happy with from the moment she put the tips and filed the tips. Like, I said it from the moment she put the fucking tips and filed the tips on. Me sitting there while you put the acrylic on and while you filed was for you, to save your nails, like to see if you could fix it, but you couldn't fix it.
Yeah, I'll be going through it with these nails.
Hey, good morning, y'all. Listen, gone are the days as an employer that you can put in my job description, etc., various responsibilities, other responsibilities, fill in when needed. Gone are the days you could do that with me. Now, you might have been able to get away with that shit when I was in my 20s, early 30s. Baby, no. I've been in the corporate world since I was 19 years old. Not at the age of 55. You can't. Because, see, the thing with me, when you send me an offer letter, you need to have my job title, my exact job description, word for word, bar for bar, and what you paying me. Once I agree to it, we all gonna sit down and sign it, and then you're gonna go ahead and scan me you're gonna send me a PDF copy of that offer letter that has my job description, which is considered our contract. Period. So the other day, a coworker comes to me and she goes, hey, Miss Samantha, so-and-so, our manager wants you to help me with these. I said, what is this? So she's starting to tell me how to do it. I said, no. What do you call it? When you go to someone and say, hey, I want you to help me, you say, can you help me with the... And so she told me the name. So I pulled up my job description, my contract. I said, no, I don't do that. That's not listed in my job duties. So she kind of got a little upset, a little swollen in her chest, and I understand. She goes, well, I guess I'll have to go back and tell our manager that's not in your job description. I said, yeah, baby, go forth and spread the good news. Go yell it and tell it on the mountain. I don't care. I don't care. So about 5 minutes later, my manager calls me and she said, hey, you busy? I said, sure not, boss. What you need? She said, you mind if we chat for a minute? Not at all, boss. What you need? She said, come on down to my office. Not a problem. So I got my God's Coca-Cola cup and I went on downstairs. She said, so-and-so came to me. I said, yeah. I said, and what she told you was that I told her that little thing she was trying to pass to me, that it's not in my job description, which it's not. And I don't do things that are not in my job description. That's what she should have told you, because that's what happened. And then when she said she was going to come tell you, I told her, go tell it on the mountain. I said, go spread the word. Go spread the good news. Yeah. So my manager just looks at me and she starts laughing. She goes, sometimes it's such a gift to have you here, but then other times, she said, I'm saying to myself, she ain't like the rest. Yeah, I'm not. I said, well, we can always renegotiate the contract we got. I said, but for every job you put in there, you need to put some money with that job. I said, and one thing about me, I don't do etc., various tasks, because what that says to me, that you want to get me to do work that you too cheap to hire somebody to do. Oh, okay. Yeah. I said, so she's just laughing at me and she goes, what am I going to do with you? I said, I don't know, but we can call EOC and see what he want to do. Anything else, boss? She said, no, have a good day. I said, you too. And I went on back to my day. Gone are the motherfucking days for me. I have worked too hard and tucked away, saved, tucked away, put my nice little bundle of tuck away in my credit union. It's gone are the days for me. You could never. And that's on period.
Oh, no, that's right. Listen, learn from these older people. They got the craft. I learned so much from watching older people and how they handle stuff. Because that's your mark. Like, oh, but such and such. Just remember that. All right, y'all, that is the show. Inspirations on the way. We'll be back tomorrow.
More so prophetic. I want to speak some things over your life. I want to say some things that matter to your life. I want to declare some things over your life. Declare some things over your life so you can be all God called you to be. There are certain Sundays where I give you 10 pages worth of notes to take. That's for your study. Today is for your soul, for your future. It may not be deep, but it's necessary. He said, in the time of Herod, king of Judea, there was a priest named Zechariah who belonged to the priestly division of Abijah. His wife Elizabeth was a descendant of Aaron. Both of them were righteous in the sight of God, observing all the commands and decrees blamelessly. Look at verse 7. But they were childless because Elizabeth was not able to conceive, and they were both very old. All right, I want to talk today, man. Last week we talked about the gift of hope, the gift of hope. And today at Rock City is what we call the greatest gift. And as I've explained, the greatest gift is a sacrificial offering given to God out of gratitude from the heart and faith for the future. That's a good definition for you to put in your notes right there. What is the greatest gift? It's a sacrificial offering given to God. Underline this in your notes if you don't mind for me, out of gratitude. That's something I'm really trying to shift, bro. Like, if we're not careful, the church is setting our theology up that God is this big bad boogeyman in heaven who will get you if you don't live right. Jesus loves you, but God gonna punish you. Do you see what I'm saying? So I don't give out of fear that my life is gonna fall apart. I don't give out of fear that if I don't give God something, He's not gonna give me the promotion. No, He loves me. I don't believe in fear or what I would call it fear giving. I believe in grace giving. No, either He died for everything or He didn't die for nothing. I know the Old Testament said if you don't give, will a man rob God? You are cursed with a curse. But then Jesus dies in the New Testament. And when He dies, His blood covers a multitude of sins. You got me? So I don't have to give out of fear. I give out of gratitude. I'm gonna say this. Only two of y'all gonna catch it. I'm grateful. Am I preaching to anybody? I am grateful for what the Lord has done for me. So when I'm explaining this to my boys, when I'm explaining this to my kids, my teenagers today, I woke everybody up this morning, sent cash apps to all three of the teenagers, said, hey, here's some money. I'm not telling you what to give. You decide what you're gonna give sacrificially. It's between you and God. They can give $10 and keep the other $200 and say, look at God, that's a blessing. That's between them. They're at the age now where I want them to have their own relationship with God. And what I'm telling them now is, if you are grateful for what the Lord has done for you, what shall I render for all of the many things God has done for me? Can I ask you a question? Has God been good to anybody in here? Has God kept anybody in here? Has He been good, church? So that's what we're doing. And I told you on last week, gifts are important in established relationships because they're emotional and symbolic. They show appreciation. That gifts have the potential to shift a relationship from good to great. And the reality is, great gifts, you might want to write this, require great sacrifice. Great gifts require great sacrifice. Can I tell you why half of you are frustrated right now? It's because you've been doing stuff for people, and it's not the fact that they didn't say thank you. You are overwhelmed and frustrated because you at least want them to acknowledge your sacrifice. They don't realize how hard you actually go for what they do. I said something 2 weeks ago to half of my circle. I said, I'm tired of doing the impossible for the ungrateful. I don't think you heard what I just said. I said, I'm tired of doing the impossible for the ungrateful. It takes sacrifice to make this happen. Many of you get up in the morning when it's cold and have to warm up a car and go to a job you don't want to go to put shoes on an ungrateful person's feet, to help family members who talk about you. And what you're realizing now is great gifts require great sacrifice. If I wanted to talk sacrifice, we could have church right here. Because what if I told you the only reason we get to go to heaven is because there was a great sacrifice? God saw that there was a disconnect between humanity and divinity. So what did God do? God, who's sitting in heaven, God, who is sitting in heaven, looks down on earth and says, because of the Adamic fall, because of Adam, we are now disconnected from God. Because of the Adamic fall, we're now disconnected from God. So what does he do? He searches the world for somebody who can fix it. He finds Noah. He sends a flood and starts the world over with Noah. But Noah had a problem. He loved alcohol. Because Noah kept getting drunk, he couldn't fix the bridge. So then God says, I have a problem that only God can fix, but the only problem is God can't come back. So he empties himself of his deity, wraps it in humanity, calls it flesh, and calls himself Jesus. Now he's all God enough to heal it, but all man enough to fill it. So God said, I have to give a sacrifice in order to get them back to me. So what did he do? What's a sacrificial scripture? For God so loved the world. Do you see the greatest gift? That he gave. Y'all missed it. That God so loved you that he gave not just any old regular, his only begotten son. Have you ever stopped to consider that God sold a son so he could reap a family? So when we think sacrifice, what I'm telling you is now that many of us are at this precipice. I'm preaching from my own personal experience now. This is 2020. I'm at this inflection point. If you ever want to study something, study the inflection point. That is the point of your life where you can either catapult forward or take another lap around the same season. I was at this inflection point where something in my spirit was saying God wanted more, but I didn't necessarily have or know what to do, so I decided to sow a seed. And what I discovered is that I learned in my personal life, there are 3 ways that I can live. I can live wasted, wrecked, or winning. This is good. I can live wasted. That means I'm living selfishly. I can live wrecked, a little more up here, which means I'm living sinfully, or I can live winning, which means I'm living sacrificially. Now, where were you, Pastor Mike? I was living wasted. What does wasted mean, Pastor Mike? A wasted life isn't about a lack of talent, a lack of opportunity, or a lack of calling. It's about having self at the center of it all. No, I had talent, I had opportunities, I had a calling, I had an anointing. I didn't realize how much of what I was doing was wrapped in me. When life revolves around comfort, convenience, and personal gain, purpose leaks out slowly. You can be busy and still wasted. You can be successful and feel squandered. Biblically, selfish living trades impact for indulgence. You consume what was meant to be contributed. Michael, you consume what was meant to be contributed, and selfishness doesn't ruin you loudly, it drains you quietly. Many of us are living wasted lives where everything is about your comfort and how you're gonna come up and how you're gonna have the best day and the best year of life. But many of us are living wrecked lives. What does that mean, Pastor Mike? That means we're living sinfully. See, sin doesn't just break rules. Please put this in your notes. It fractures alignment. That's good. It fractures alignment. Pastor Mike, all right, what is alignment? Put this in your notes. Alignment is living in agreement with God's design, direction, and desire for your life. Alignment means when you say your life is aligned, what you're saying is I am living in agreement with God's design, God's direction, and God's desire for my life. It's when, please hear me, it's when who you are, how you live, and what you pursue match what God intended. Do I need to say that again? It's when who you are, how you live, and what you pursue match what God intended. See, this is what's gonna mess you up right here, because I've discovered there are certain things you not gonna catch that you chasing. 3 amens and it's cool in the game. I'm gonna say something that no pastor will tell you. There are certain things you are chasing you're not gonna catch. Why, PMJ? Because it's not God's design for your life. So what does God do? Either he don't let you catch it, or he lets you catch it so you can see it's not what you need. Y'all preaching whether I receive it or not. And for me, I spent too much of my life chasing stuff that God did not want me to have. I had ambition, but it wasn't my assignment. Michael, I had ambition, but it wasn't my assignment. And in 2026, I am only pursuing what God wants me to pursue. Because I've discovered if I pursue God, what I'm chasing will start chasing. Do y'all hear what I'm saying in here? And what I'm discovering is a wrecked life is when God is present, but he's not the president. A wrecked life is when God is present, but he's not the president. Let's make that simple. It's when you have God in your life, but he's not running nothing. I mean, you got him in your life, but you don't talk to him. You don't consult him. This is good. You tell God where you're going and expect him to catch up. No amens today, but it's cool in the game. No, that's why I wore my hoodie, because I was ready to fight today. You wanna know? Because I discovered a lot of us don't really want what God wants for us. A lot of us want what we want, and then we go around the room trying to find somebody who will prophesy our desire. No, and what I discovered is you don't just fall into sin, you drift into it. And over time, please write this, what you tolerate will eventually dominate. This is good. What you tolerate will eventually dominate. Can I say it like the old school saint? What you play with will eventually play you. I can live a wasted life, which is selfish. I can live a wrecked life, which is sinful, or I can live a winning life. And the winning life is living sacrificially. Winning with God, I gotta warn you, does not look anything like winning in the world. Winning in the world is stacking. Winning with God is sowing. Winning in the world is checking people. Winning with God is being humble. Winning in the world is feasting. Winning with God is fasting. Y'all ain't got to like me today. Winning in the world is being seen. Winning with God is being hidden. Y'all don't. See, because there are two types of people. Some of y'all working so you can be seen. Some of us are grinding so we can go missing. Y'all miss what I just said. The two ain't the same. And what I'm trying to get you to realize is sacrifice isn't a loss, it's an investment. It's when you give up what you want now for what God wants to release later. And I prophesy over your life because of your faithfulness, God is not just about to move exponentially, he's about to also move expeditiously.